Hello students, in the last video as I discussed about light, basic properties of light, plane mirrors and various properties of image formed by plane mirrors. In this video I am going to discuss about spherical mirrors, which are basically are of two types such as concave and convex as written here. Then I will discuss various properties of spherical mirrors, means individually I will discuss about the properties of concave mirror and then the properties of convex mirror. After this there are various terms which are termed as common terms related to spherical mirrors such as radius of curvature, focus, or we can say principal focus, center of curvature, aperture and focal length, like this. So these terms one by one I will explain you with the help of ray diagrams. Then after telling you basic rules to draw ray diagrams, I will discuss ray diagrams in which concave mirror is having 6 cases and convex mirrors is having 2 cases. I will discuss ray diagrams, how to draw, how image is formed with the help of concave mirror and how image is formed by convex mirror. Both the cases individually I will discuss. What are the various uses? When you will understand ray diagrams, you will be able to know what are the basic use of concave mirror in our daily life, what is the basic use of convex mirror in our daily life. Next thing is, when whole of the ray diagrams you will understand, then there will be some terms such as F, U, V, where F is focal length, you will get to know that U will be object distance, V will be image distance. These F, U, V, all these 3 unknown terms will have some sign convention. So in this heading, sign convention for reflection by spherical mirrors. Whenever image will form under the spherical mirrors, there will be various signs taken under U, V and F. Each of the things will be discussed in sign convention. Then using these terms only, a formula that is 1F is equal to 1 by U plus 1 by V. This formula said to be mirror formula will be discussed. Then magnification. What is the magnification of spherical mirror? Here it is written magnification of spherical mirror. One by one I will discuss each of the things in detail. So let's begin explaining this.
So students, let's begin spherical mirrors. Spherical mirrors are curved mirrors formed by part of hollow glass sphere with a reflecting surface. As it is written here, a part of hollow glass sphere means if we consider this concave mirror, it is just a part of hollow sphere. A sphere is like this. If we cut this much part of this sphere, it will behave and shade in the outer side. This part of hollow sphere is going to behave as concave mirror. On the other hand, if we take this much part of a hollow sphere and polish it on the inner side, then this part of hollow sphere is going to behave as a convex mirror. So the same thing is written here. It is a curved part of a hollow glass sphere, means always mirror is taken as a part of hollow sphere. Concave mirror is curved mirror with the reflecting surface on the hollow side. Hollow side means this side, means shading will be outside and reflection will be on the hollow side. While in convex mirror, shading will be on the hollow side, means on the hollow side shading will be there and reflecting surface will be on the outer side. So this is all about concave and convex mirror. Next thing is, these are the various terms related to
spherical mirrors. Means while studying convex and concave mirror, we need to learn about these important terms. First is center of curvature, second is radius of curvature, third is principal axis, fourth one is pole, and fifth and important one is focus. Let us understand with this diagram. Here you can find it out that if we take it as a concave mirror, in this part is shaded, means inner part is going to behave as a reflecting surface, and if we consider it as a part of a hollow sphere, then this might be having some center. This center is only said to be center of curvature, and the part of mirror in between which center of curvature and between this reflecting surface, in between we take a point, it is known as pole, and the distance between this center of curvature and pole is defined as what? Radius of curvature is defined as radius of curvature, and in between center of curvature and pole we take another point that behave as a focus. Means the center of the hollow sphere of which the mirror was part is said to be center of curvature. Here it is written, the center of curvature of a curved mirror is defined as the center of hollow glass sphere of which the mirror was part. Means previously if it was a sphere and this much part we have cut it out, then the center of this complete sphere will be termed as center of curvature. The distance between center of curvature and the midpoint of the reflecting surface which is behaving as pole is defined as radius of curvature. The radius of the hollow sphere of which the glass spherical mirror was a part. Then a line moving from this, suppose this is center of curvature and this is pole. The line passing from center of curvature to the pole, a straight horizontal line which is said to be imaginary line, is defined as principal axis. This pole I have already discussed that it is defined as the geometric center of the curved mirror. Means it is a curved mirror and its center will be like this. So this will be said to be geometric circle, and in this optical language we will set it to be a pole. Focus also I have discussed that if it is a sphere, this is a center and this is a pole. The midpoint of the center of curvature and the pole is defined as focus, where actually all the light rays meet. The principal focus is defined as the point on the principal axis where the light rays traveling parallel to the principal axis after reflection actually meet. After reflection, most of the light rays used to meet at focus. It is written here, this is reflecting surface, because here in concave mirror, outside we will polish it and inner surface will behave as reflecting surface. Principal axis is here, focus is here, center of curvature is here, and distance between this and this means pole and center of curvature we defined as r. That's why here it is written f is equal to r by 2 or 2f is equal to r, which is defined as radius of curvature. Next is sign convention. While solving numericals, it is very important to understand about sign convention for spherical mirrors. Again, if we consider it as a concave mirror, either we take concave mirror or we take convex mirror, convention will be same. Here it has taken concave mirror. In this mirror, the distances taken above the principal axis, this will be positive as it will be parallel to the positive y-axis. The distances taken below principal axis in perpendicular direction will be taken as negative. It is written here, which as it will be parallel to the negative y-axis. It will be parallel to the negative y-axis. Direction of incident light will be taken as positive, while distances towards the left will be taken as negative. Means if it pole behaves as an origin, distances taken in this direction will be have negative value, and distances taken in this direction will be have positive value. On this side also same thing will be applied. Next is, firstly we will understand about concave mirror, means image formed by concave mirror. There are various rules, in which rule number 1 says that any light ray parallel to the principal axis, this black line is principal axis, any light ray which will be parallel to principal axis will move after reflection from focus. As I told in the definition of focus, that after reflection light rays actually move from focus. So same thing is happening here. Here it has shown that object is kept at infinity and its image is being formed at focus, and size of the image is diminished or small, very small. Its nature is real and inverted. Real and inverted image I have already discussed in the previous video. Next is, when the object is placed beyond C, this is C and object is kept here beyond C. Let us suppose that its name is AB. Then its image is going to form between C and F, and size of the image will be diminished, means smaller than the object. You can see that AB is tall, while this image, if we say B dash A dash, it is smaller than the object. Its nature will also be real and inverted. Next is, if an object will be placed between C and F, here you can find it out that if AB is behaving as an object between C and F, its image is formed beyond C, and now at this time size will be enlarged, nature will again be real and inverted. Next, if an object will be placed at focus, where will its image formed? Its image will be formed at infinity, as you can find it out, and in this side, in this case also, the size of an image will be enlarged and its nature will be real and inverted. Next is, when the object is between pole and focus. This is very important case, as it is used in our day-to-day life, or is the biggest application of concave mirror. When we place any object between focus and pole, its image is formed behind the mirror. First thing, its image is formed behind the mirror. This pink one is an image. Its size is enlarged, as you can see it in the figure, and nature will be virtual and direct. This is the only case of concave mirror in which virtual and direct image is formed. These are the various uses. Here it is shown that this type of mirror used by dentist, and in this case, your teeth is taken between pole and focus so that a dentist can find the larger image. Here it is written, so that the dentist can find the larger images of the teeth. Another uses are written here, various uses are written here. Concave mirrors are used in torches, searchlights, headlights of vehicles. They are used by dentists. We use concave mirror as a saving mirror. We use concave mirror in solar furnaces, solar cooker. All of the examples are shown with the help of figure here. Next is, now it is convex mirror. What difference I told? In convex mirror, polish is done in the hollow side, while the outer part, this is the outer part, will behave as reflecting surface. So in this mirror polish is done this side and the outer part is behaving as a reflecting surface. Again, in the first case, object is being placed at infinity and the image is going to form at focus. This mirror is also said to be what? Divergent mirror. This thing also you have to keep in mind, that convex mirror behave as divergent mirror as it diverges the light ray which falls on its reflecting surface. Here you can find it out. This ray is divergent. It's diverging by its reflecting surface. Its image is going to form diminished in size and nature will be virtual and erect. Convex mirror always used to find virtual and erect image. When I was telling you about virtual image, I told you that virtual image is generally found by plane mirror as well as this convex mirror. And in one case of concave mirror also virtual image is formed, but that is not considered much more. Next is the last case of convex mirror. It is that when the object is placed between infinity and the pole. This is pole and infinity means outside of the mirror. This side we can't place an object because this portion is behaving as a reflecting surface. Means left side of a convex mirror here is behaving as a reflecting surface. So we will place an object on the left side between infinity and pole and the image formed will be diminished again and its nature will be virtual and erect. Moreover, you can understand all these ray diagrams by doing more and more practice. Here are some uses of convex mirrors. Convex mirrors are used as rear view mirror in vehicles as it is shown like in side mirrors. Convex mirrors give erect and diminished images, that's why they are used as rear view mirrors. What is written here in the last line? They also have a wider field of view than plane mirrors. Sometimes they behave as a plane mirror, but they have much more wider field of view than plane mirrors. This is an important fact about convex mirror. Next and important is here magnification of mirror. What is magnification? Whenever an image is formed by any spherical mirror, the ratio of height of an image and height of an object is defined as magnification, or we can say size of an image or size of an object is defined as magnification. Means ratio of size of an image or size of an object is defined as magnification. Magnification is also sometimes related to object distance, which is denoted by U, and image distance, which is denoted by V. Means magnification can also be written as minus V upon U in case of mirrors. In case of mirror we place minus. Its derivation is not at your standard, so you just have to keep in mind that in case of spherical mirrors magnification is defined as negative sign to the ratio of image distance and object distance. One more important thing is that mirror formula. What is mirror formula? It is very important to do the numericals. Mirror formula is written as how it is given. It is given by 1 upon f is equal to 1 upon v plus 1 upon u, using the sign convention where f is focal length, v is image distance, u is object distance. Using the sign convention, after putting the values of any of the two here known terms, we can find out the value of any of the unknown term in all these three values. So in the next video I will start with numerical problem so that the topic will get more clear to you all. Thank you.